All right, what's up, Nurture Bros? We're back. So now that we have the first email updated and the first text messages here, then we can go and update our day one email too. So you'll just want to come in and make sure to go to your email templates. So under marketing email templates, it will be in the corresponding folder. So we go back and then view all of them to put them all on the page. View 40 per page. That way we can see all of the folders, and then it will be in the new lead initial nurture email templates for the initial nurture campaign. Come in here, we can see that we've already updated the new lead instant email 1 provide pricing. So the next one will be the day 1 email 2. We'll come into that, go to our copywriting here. Want to make sure to update the subject in the settings. Update the subject, save it, and then we're going to want to enter the copywriting. This custom field is wrong, so we'll just want to add our own. And to do that, you can come to here. We'll just make an extra space. Then we can say, hey, I want to say contact name. So all of our merge fields are up here in the custom values. We can go to the contact or have the user, or if you need to enter in links, you can add the links through the links section to add a trigger link. But right now we're just going to add a contact first name. Then we'll want to make sure it's 16 pixels for size, and then we can come and delete this text. Then we'll want to just copy the new copywriting and add it in there. And change it to 16 pixels so it matches the rest. I like to give it a little bit of spacing so it's easier to read. And then we have the image and then another text block. So we can copy this, add in the copywriting, copy the text block basically so you can have the new text block, and then paste your copywriting there. Just make sure it's the same size as all the rest. Maybe bold this so it stands out a little bit more. So yeah, just give it a little bit of space so it's easier to read, easier on the eyes, quicker to skim. Then we have another text block down here. And copy all that text. Copy this text block and then just delete all the text there and enter in the new one. Change to 16 pixels. We can bold the font. This is our standard, just to have more spacing to make emails easier to read and for the reader. Here we have a name. We'll want to replace that with a custom field for the user. So the user will be the user's first name. This will be the user assigned to the contact. That way, if the staff member changes or anything, it will automatically update in the emails. So then we can add a PSS for the link to the pricing brochure. We don't need this because it's already signed. And then for our call to action button, you can see the call to action button is schedule your private tour. We're just going to want to move this down above the image so that it's not right in the text. So we can go back and then just move that down to above the image gallery, and then it looks better if we center it, so we'll just go ahead and center that so that it looks like this. Now that we have all the copywriting in, we're going to want to add in our GIFs. So we have the first look GIF. We'll want to come over and add that to our initial nurture folder for first look. Let's see, styled first look. It's the GIF. We'll add it to the initial nurture. And this one is the Venue GIF. So we'll go to the Venue GIF here and move it over to our initial nurture folder. There we go. So now we have the first look in the Venue GIF in there. So now we can go back to our builder out of the preview mode and then just drag an image in to where we want those GIFs. So we can add an image in there. We're editing the image, and then we can go to upload to media gallery. We'll want to go to our initial nurture campaign folder. We'll have a folder for each of the different workflows that we're adding the GIFs to. So go ahead and upload the initial nurture GIFs. So it was the first look and the Venue. Go ahead and just upload both of those since we know we're going to be using both. So now the first one was the first look. You can go ahead and add it in there and then just drag it to make it a little bit smaller so that the email is not super long. And then we can, if we want to, we can even just clone this image and then drag it down to the bottom, and then we can click on the image to change it out to the Venue GIF. So we have our initial nurture campaign, we'll go to the Venue GIF, add that in there. Looks like the width and height, this one was a square one, so we'll just want to get rid of the width and height to make it the square GIF, and then we can go and drag it smaller to keep the correct aspect ratio. You go a little bit bigger with that one and this one. So I think it's good to keep them about 250 wide. You can see over here the width of it. So we'll just try to keep them the same, about 250. That should be good. If you want to view it on mobile, then you can see what it looks like on mobile or desktop. Looks like there's an extra space added there, so then we can just look over it and make sure it looks good. We have all of our copywriting in there. We have all the links that we needed that were in the previous email. You can go ahead and save it and preview the template. And see the button looks good there for them to schedule a tour or see the pricing brochure again. All of our copywriting. From the preview mode, we can look at it on a tablet, see how it'll look there, as well as a mobile. Everything looks good. So then once our email is done, the builder, make sure our email is updated, then we can come back to our tab with the workflow. Come to our email here, we'll want to go ahead and delete the subject. So let's go ahead and edit it, click edit to make sure it updated. I will update the workflow. We can click save, close out of there, and then we'll want to delete the subject line and then reattach the template so that the new subject line populates. Then we can send ourselves a test email. And then check to make sure it looks good in actual reality. So here we go. That looks good. The sizing looks good here. Enough to read it and still be able to see the images. See that the links are still there. You can just test out the links, make sure it goes with the pricing brochure. That's good. The schedule a tour should go to a scheduling calendar or the text us to schedule a tour page. That all looks good. All of our image sliders there. So we're good. So we can save that, make sure it's all saved. Save the workflow, make sure the workflow's saved, and then move on to the next one, which is an SMS. Go to the next SMS. I like to just come in this document and make sure that I just highlight it so that I can know which one I've done already. And then we have the venue collage. So for the text, we'll want to, this one's a day 2 SMS 3. So we'll want to see, go into the workflow, we can see day 2 SMS 3. We can then just go and copy the text, paste it in, delete the old attachment, and then we'll actually want to add this to the folder, so we can go venue collage.png, go find that in our folder that we've downloaded. Should be titled the venue collage. We can just double check to make sure it's the same. And then drag it over to our folder for the initial nurture. And then we can come and upload it from the add attachment. It's right in our initial nurture folder, the venue collage here. Makes it super easy to find. Then we can open it and attach the image and then click save. And then save it. And then from there we can just test it out. So I'll go ahead and just send a test to my phone, send test SMS, and then you can actually open a new tab. So what I like to do is just duplicate the tab here, open up a new tab with Nurture Pro in it. You can see that the SMS message is sent, and I'll just come back out. You can either check it on your phone, or you can come to the conversations, go to all, and then click on the conversation that it sends out, and then you can see the message that got sent out to check that it's sending. It's always good to check that it's sending out. Just Sometimes if the image is too large, it won't send the message. So you'll just have to come in here and make sure to check that it did send out the message and not giving an error. So I can see on my phone. There we go, it just came in on my phone. Opens up the image. There we go. So that's how you update the images and the SMSs, or in the text messages, and update the copywriting and attach photos. So once we have that, we'll just always want to make sure that we click Save the Action in the bottom right-hand corner, and then Save the Workflow in the top right-hand corner. So we have that uploaded, and then we can just move our way down the workflow. So we can go on to email 3, day 4, come back to our tab with our emails. We'll go ahead and just make sure to save that one. Go back. And then email 1, 2, and then come down to our next email 3. And then just continue repeating the process. So have this SMS done. Day 4, email 3, we'll update the subject. Come into settings, update the subject. Looks like they got the copyright. You'll always have to check the custom values to make sure they're right. So if there's ever custom values or like a staff member's name, you'll want to be sure to, like if they have it signed by just Amanda, we'll want to replace that with the user first name. And if we're talking to the contact that it's getting sent to, we'll just want to make sure to replace it with the custom value for the contact first name. Since this one is wrong, we'll just go ahead and enter it in ourselves instead of just copying and pasting the whole everything in. We'll always want to make sure that it's the correct custom value. So if we want to, we can just copy all of that in. We'll paste it into the box, and then add in our own custom value for contact first name. You can see that that one was not correct. And bold that, make it more appealing to look at, space out the sentences. Change it to 16 so it's easier to read. Have another image. Copy all this text. Clone our text block there to add another one, and then paste in the content. Always want to just do a new text block if we're adding an image in between. I don't think we'll space out all the bullets on this one since there's so much text here. We can add the next text block. Again, we'll want to add another text block since we're adding images in between. Sometimes you have to click on the side and then click back into it to get your tools back. So we'll change all that to 16. And then we have the user signed. We'll change that to user first name. Can delete this since we've already had the signature, and since our button is going to be right above our images here, we'll just want to go ahead and center the button so that it looks good above those images. And we can preview it. There you go, so that the button looks centered over the images there and looks good. And now that we have all our text in there, we can go and add our GIFs in. So we can go here. This is the otter surprise. We'll want to add that to the initial nurture. We can find it here. Add it to your initial nurture folder so it's all organized, and then same with the Lofton scenery resized GIF. That to the initial nurture. We have those ready to go to upload. Now we can come back to our email builder page and drag in an image. We'll go to add elements, drag in our image. Oops. Accidentally deleted that. Drag it in there again, add the image, upload from media gallery. Go to our initial nurture campaign, upload. Now we have the otter and the Lofton scenery. Upload those two, add the otter, shrink it down to about 250 or 300 pixels. We can add a new image in below here. Oops. I went to the wrong spot, so we can just drag it up. Upload from media gallery. Lofton scenes are sized. Right around 250 or 300. Save it. So now we have all of our images in there, all of our copywriting, our call to action button for them to schedule a tour. And then we can double check our subject line is updated, preview the template. Maybe we want to center this a little bit so that it's matching the image. Just look it over, make sure it looks all good. I think we'll want to just do some things to make it look better and make more sense. Like that text can be centered, so we can highlight it. Come up here and align that text to center. Can even get rid of some margin up the top of that text block to make it look like it's right below. Remove the margin on the image. Then come down and just space that out a little bit. Space that out a little bit so it's easier to and then with the schedule a tour with us, we can even link that and add in trigger link to schedule a tour. So we'll want to go up to our links here. If it says schedule a tour with us, we'll want to just link that so that they can click the button and it brings them to it. So go trigger links, schedule a tour for a wedding. Oops. We'll actually want to hyperlink it. So this is for your trigger links to enter it there. And then if we want to link the text, we'll click that button. And then we can come to our trigger link here for schedule a tour for a wedding. Save it, and then that will hyperlink it. We'll go ahead and save the template, preview it. Looks good, easy to read. Schedule a tour button looks great. Look at it on a tablet, mobile. Everything looks good. Let's go back to the email builder, make sure it's saved, and then we can come back to our workflow here. And we're adding the day 4 email 3. We'll want to go to edit the template, make sure it updates. Double check it's there, it's all good. And then update the subject line. So we'll just delete the subject line, reconnect the template to update the subject line to the subject we have set in the email template. And then we'll click save that to save the action in the bottom right, and then we'll save the workflow in the top right. Then it's pretty much the same going all the way through for the rest of the SMSs and the emails. You'll just work your way through all the way to the bottom, updating all the copywriting and images listed in the document. And this is if you have a professional copywriter. If you want to just go through and make edits yourself, that's how you would upload images and add in any personalized images or copywriting to all of your text and emails. Hope this is helpful. This is the way you're going to be able to have beautiful nurture emails and nurture all of your leads into more booked tours and weddings. Hope you have a great day. If you need any help, just reach out. Happy nurturing. Bye, guys.